We're starting. All right. Welcome.
Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to the Joy Jolt podcast for this week. My name is Natalie Ledwell.
I'm Susan Patrick.
And we have a very special guest, a very good friend of ours, the amazing Tristan Truscott. How are you, darling?
Amazing. I'm ready to get all lit up with joy.
Let's do it.
So Tristan, you'll find here on Substack, the Satori method is his newsletter, and he is one half of Trisbrina.
That's right.
Yeah, Trisbrina. So Sabrina could not quite make it today. Look, there she is.
Can you see that? She always makes it. Oh,
yes.
She's here.
A beautiful tattoo.
Energetically.
Yes. Oh. And we were trying to figure out how do we fit 4 noggins on screen at the same time. So we're going to bring.
It was a noggin and a half. He had it.
Yeah. So we're going to have Sabrina back at another time. And the reason that I invited Tristan to come and join us today is because Tristan is all about the embodiment of joy. And Tristan has a gnarly story of how he got to get to this place where he starts every day in a certain way, which I'll get him to share that. But in a way that we can make sure that our body and our vessel and our energy and our chi is flowing in a way that allows joy to come to us and that we are emanating joy. And it is the best way to start the day. Like, bar none.
Yes.
No pressure. Yeah. Let's do it. Let's start the day.
I'm with you. I'm in it.
Yeah. So why don't we start a little bit with your journey of getting here, because it wasn't like you just fell into this. This was really out of necessity.
Yeah. Well, I think we all fall into it. We can have a dip in the divine and we come in as little babies and, look at little babies. They're so beautiful and they're so innocent. When they're fed and regulated, they're pretty happy. And you can see the joy. I got to spend a little time with a beautiful 1-year-old a couple of weeks ago. And she was looking at me with these big blue eyes and she was just beaming. I'm like, I know that place. I remember that place. I forgot it, but I found it again. And I think that's the key, is like we all go on this bumpy, crazy, crucible journey called life. How we get back to that innocence that's already inside of us. So yeah, my journey is crazy with pain. Usually it was always a pain thing for me. Can anybody relate? Like you kind of need those wake up calls, and the body was my wake up call. It's been my greatest teacher. So yeah, we want to dive a little bit into the backstory, meaning the physical back.
Yeah, let's talk about that for a minute. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So ever since I was a young kid, I've been very physical, and I started martial arts when I was about 13, and I lived in Malibu, California, so surfing and skateboarding, and very, very physical. Fortunately, my mom got me into martial arts, so I ended up becoming a stoner, if you know what I mean. So I had a really cool you don't know anything about that. So California, right? So I was moved from surfing to martial arts training, and like it was disciplined, it was hardcore, it was very good for me though, and I got my black belt at the age of 19.
Wow.
But my body took a beating in that process, right? It's very hardcore, very combative. And over time, like my sensei told me when I got my black belt, that I was this tough fighter now. And I said, but I still feel fear. I still feel self-conscious. I'm scared to ask a girl out on a date. Like I still have all this stuff. And he's like, what are you talking about? You're black belt now. Just keep training. And okay, yes, sir. And I just kept going. But it didn't get me to that place of joy that I was looking for. See, as a little boy, I was very sad. My mom and dad got divorced when I was very young and lived in England. It was very heavy, emotional trauma, drama stuff. Now I'm surfing a little bit and I'm starting to feel a little bit more flow in my life. And I'm feeling and sensing like there's something innate in me that I can unlock. And maybe martial arts would have done that for me, but it didn't. I got the black belt. So he said, keep training, keep pushing. I said, yes, sir. I kept training. So I started wearing these suits where my students could beat on me because I wanted to be the best teacher of self-defense. Girls going off to college, little kids getting picked on in school, girls, prevent rape attacks, things like that. And my body just, I stopped listening to my body.
Wow.
I think this is the key teaching here is I muted my nervous system so much so that I lost the ability to sense when I was about to get really hurt. And I got really, really hurt by not listening. So the short version of that story is I went on a healing journey. I ended up having a surgery, $90,000 back surgery.
Wow.
I was very alternative. I tried all the things. And there's this one day where I'm on my floor in my home, I'm crawling, and I need to go to the bathroom. I crawled off my bed and I was crawling on the floor trying to get on the toilet, and I couldn't get on the toilet. I literally couldn't take care of myself.
Wow.
So it put me in a place that this is like 3 years of debilitating pain where I really didn't want to be here anymore. I was kind of done, you know, and so those thoughts were coming in like, how do you do it? You know, how do you end your life? I didn't really want to end my life. I just wanted out of the pain. I wanted to end the pain. Like, how do I end this? And so it was that particular night that I made a deal with the divine. And I made a very strong deal. Like, I've tried everything. Like, if you can heal this thing, I will dedicate my life to help people get out of pain, and I will teach them how to find their way back to health and joy. So something happened in the ethers, and the divine put me in a Qigong workshop. A guy was visiting from China, and I thought it was so woo-woo, guys, this whole energy stuff, right? Like, that was not my jam. But I tried everything, including surgery, right? And even thinking about like, so I gave it a go. Truth be told, I felt this energy thing in my hands. It was real, and I had to like be okay. I'm an open-minded skeptic now, and I started doing private lessons with this teacher, and I healed my back with energy. That's the backstory.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Like literal backstory.
A literal backstory.
Literal backstory.
It's the backstory. The backstory.
Exactly.
Man, amazing.
Now, so is this energy something that we can all harness? Like, you know, I know that you were in a place of really needing to find your way back to you and back to joy. So you were open to doing anything. But what if someone's skeptical? Like can anyone, you know, tap into this?
Well, we all have human body, and we all have pathways and tissues that are the same. I mean, we might have different composition of tissue, but within the fascia, the connective tissue of the body, there are little pathways known as meridians. They're proven, they're mapped. You can go and get acupuncture. A lot of people feel the energy moving through their body. It's not uncommon now. We have a lot more science to prove that these pathways and these ways of moving energy through currents in the body exist. So yes, everyone has the capacity. Not everyone has the open-mindedness, I guess, because it seems mystical and a little esoteric. But at this point in my life, it's very natural and normal. You know, when you're walking across the floor and your feet are on the carpet and you touch something metal and you get a zap, you know, you're a conductor of energy. Like, energy moves through our bodies. It's not that weird, right?
Right.
Yeah. It really feels like, you know, we've all been doing this work for a long time, and it feels like, you know, the last 20 years, we've made a lot of movement with respects to people being able to acknowledge energy and acknowledge. I remember when I started doing this work, and you could never even say the word love and in work, you know, and now people are writing books about love is good business and love, you know, like, so I do feel like the energy has changed, but we still have the door can open so much wider. It's like we've almost kind of, just as a society, started to crack it, but you know, you've kind of opened it a whole lot wider.
Yeah, very normal and natural for me now. I don't think of it as woo at all. It's completely normal. I feel energy running up and down through my body. I feel it here. I feel it between my hands. I feel it in my chest, in my heart. I feel it like everywhere. It's normal.
Well, I think what you brought up in your story is really important, because you brought up this disconnection from your body. And I mean, we are so disconnected as a society right now. We're disconnected from our joy. We're disconnected from our body. We're disconnected from all of our emotions. And we're in this place of avoidance or shutdown because there's so much going on. So how does tapping into this energy like this, Tristan, really help us to navigate the craziness of the world right now? Because, you know, it's crazy and it's not calming down. So how does something like this help us, you know, get to a place of groundedness and centeredness?
I love the question. I love that we're at a time in history where this is no longer a luxury. It's an essential. To regulate ourselves is essential. You know, it's so fast. AI is just like exploding. Technology is exploding. A lot of my friends are more dysregulated than they've ever been. They're trying to keep up with these things that are supposed to make their lives simpler. It's actually making them more, you know?
Yeah.
So you bring up the most important point, because I love my friends so much and I love humanity so much. Like, we've got to make this stuff make sense so that we go, yes, I need that. So the door in right now is nervous system regulation. That is the buzzword across the planes, right? Everyone's talking about it. What does that actually mean, right? So Qigong addresses it directly. So Qigong is a term that we've referenced briefly. It's a system of energy work. It is the grandparent of things like Tai Chi. You see people in the park doing these beautiful dance-like movements that are great for stress and longevity and breathing and joint mobility. And those things are regulating our nerves. Breath work. Breath work became such the rage, like what, a couple of years ago? It was everywhere. I mean, it's been around for thousands of years. It's pranayama, but like these things are starting to become like essentials. So Qigong is a full scope energy system that works with your physical body, and it works with the energy body that's inside the physical tissue, and it works with your conscious mind and your subconscious mind. So to regulate the nervous system, in my estimation, it's a moment-to-moment configuration of what is your state. Now, I'm talking about your state of your structure, your posture, because when we're in slouched positions, when we're in heavy posture, that information from the body goes into the brain and says, I'm not in a state of safety. I feel compromised. I feel on guard. You know, we get into certain postures where we're very guarded. So structure becomes one of the lanes that we can look at. What's my posture like right now? Am I feeling lifted, elevated, regal, present, leaning in, excited? Or am I like on guard? So that's the first thing that I check for myself. The next thing we can do is feel our tissue. Holding the tension, we grip in the jaw, got the tight lower back, irritable bowel tightness, and like, where are your tension points? How is your physiology being affected? Because those tight muscles, again, they're sending signals through the nervous system to the brain, and then the brain sending signals back to the body. So we're in a loop, right? It's called a proprioceptive feedback loop. Now, where in the body does that information get carried to the brain? This is so cool. So a lot of us know about the vagus nerve, right? The parasympathetic effect that we want to create through deep diaphragmatic breathing, certain kinds of movements that help to stimulate that vagus nerve. We're now sending calming effects to the brain that says, let's pull you out of that sympathetic state. Let's elevate that parasympathetic, which is the ease, the flow, the rest, the digest. We need to get there, stay there. We need some sympathetic, but para is like muy importante. So now we have S for our
That's where the healing occurs. Is that right? I mean, it's in the parasympathetic nervous system that the healing of the body can actually take place. That's why you want to.
Yes. And so we want to find ways to get into parasympathetic, which will actually slow down our brain waves. And Natalie, you guys know this so well from all the work from visualization, manifestation. We've got to get into that alpha brain wave, which opens up our creativity and our intuition and our ability to get into flow state. So super important. So we're actually spelling an acronym, STATE, state. So we've got structure and tissue. So you just do it like a check-in. How am I doing my structure? How am I doing in my tissue? The A is your autonomics. Now, autonomics are things that are working for you all the time. You're not thinking about them. They're your subconscious layer. What is that? Your breathing, your respiration, the rhythm of your heartbeat, your blood pressure, these types of things. We actually can regulate those ourselves by slowing our breathing, doing deeper diaphragmatic breaths, checking our pulse, things like that. Oh, I'm really elevated right now. Let me pull it on down. So now we have STA, and the next T is temperament. Temperament is what's your emotional tone right now, right? I believe that emotions are how we give meaning to what we're feeling. So feelings start physical, then they become emotional once we place the definition, right? It's the meaning we're placing. So now we're looking, going, I'm mad, I'm sad, I'm glad, I'm in joy, baby. I'm feeling the Joy Jolt right now. It's hitting me. Let's go. That means I'm in alignment. And the final letter, E, which you said is, this is embodied joy. It's when you actually have it fully in your system and it's second nature and it's part of you. So that's how I look at it. And you brought the question in, like, what do we do? I think that's a good starting point, like a self check-in.
Yeah. Like, really, what I love about your self check-in is I love how deep it goes. You know, I was taken by your story about how you weren't looking at or observing your body and you were putting yourself in painful situations. And I think human beings we're so willing to put ourselves in emotionally damaging situations,
Right.
physically threatening situations. It's like our body, we're not tending to our bodies.
Right.
And so I really appreciate kind of the levels of your state, like what you're talking about. Like that really is a beautiful permission to go deep with yourself. It's not just like, okay, how do I feel? Okay, I guess I'm fine. It's like,
Yeah.
Like I don't think I've ever gone, how does my tissue feel?
Yeah.
Giving me that permission to go like,
yeah.
I've never like, I've always, I have a sore back or my muscle is, but like to just really ask myself that, like, I'm all tissue.
And how you do this check-in, I'm assuming it doesn't take a long time. I'm assuming that this is a quick little, like how do you quickly do that?
Well, what I do is I call it, I rate my state. So that STATE, that's a framework to check in, to say, this is the state that I'm in. This is my current state of being. So I give it a score from 1 to 10, kind of like if you do EFT tapping, right? A lot of people know, give it a score, give it a number. I just stand or sit and I do a self-awareness, introspect. Okay, here's my number. And then I actually do the Qigong exercises. You can do breath work, you could do yoga, you could do whatever lights you up. Qigong is my jam. And I think it is like the ultimate energy-based nervous system regulation that's available to us. It's thousands of years old and it's super effective. So then I do some movements and then I rate my state again. It takes 1 minute to rate it. You just do a check-in, stand or sit, just go from the top of your head all the way down to your feet. How's my structure? And just like, like an x-ray machine. Okay, got it. Oh, I'm really leaning. I can feel my head's been tilted. I've been in worry. I've been in anxiety. My chest is collapsed. Okay, note to self. Oh, I'm really tight my lumbar today. Okay, note to self. My breath felt really shallow in that one. Okay, and I'm kind of calculating a number. It's all very subjective. And then, okay, like, what's my mood right now? Like, I'm kind of pissed off, actually. I'm really in a really bad mood. And how embodied
I've just been on Facebook.
I'm freaking embodied, man. I'm really So you get your number, maybe you're 4 or 5, then you go do some stuff, and then you come back and you rate your state again and go, you know what, that moved the needle for me. And I think that that's what motivates us to keep doing our daily practices.
Yeah. Well, the stuff we're going to go into a little deeper in our deeper conversation. So I'll get Tristan to show us some of the movements that we can do in the mornings that set us up for the day. And, what we do in the morning and how we start our days, I think is so important. I cold plunge every morning. It's kind of my little like meditation thing. I'm in there for 5 minutes at 45 degrees, but it's my moment to focus on my breath. I get into my body. Actually, I try not to get too much phone into my body because I can't think about the cold. Got to think about something else. But this is where I focus on my breath and I'm thinking about my day and I'm watching the hummingbirds come in. But it's like a hard thing for me to do. So it's like if I've accomplished that, I've accomplished a big thing. First thing, it just sets me up my energy for the rest of the day. So, the movements that Tristan is going to take us through, I think, and you'd have to show us all of them, but show us some ones that we can start with that will, help get us in that place, before we sit down in front of a computer for, some days I'll be in front of a computer for like 5 hours straight and go, wait a minute. I'm hungry.
Wait a minute. I'm hungry.
Wait a minute.
I love your routine of the cold plunge. I'm not a cold plunger, although I do enjoy it from time to time when my friends invite me over. But here's something cool about what you're doing that I've noticed. It's actually throwing your body into the sympathetic nervous system temporarily. Because, that's a jolt, right? That's like a lot of energy, a lot of information. And the system goes, and then you get out and you bring it back down. And what it does is it oscillates your nervous system through a cycle. And it actually is teaching you like nervous system flexibility. And it's a beautiful reset because a lot of time people get stuck in sympathetic and they don't know how to get out of it. This actually pushes you into it a little further and it brings you back down. So it's very powerful. Yeah.
I've found that for me, the ice bath, when I'm emotionally charged and I'm not able to regulate, it does do exactly what you just said. It like pushes me in further and then allows me to kind of come back down.
It's a great reset.
And I don't know if you know this, but our definition of joy is just open yourself.
Oh, I love that.
Just open yourself. And what I'm hearing in what you're sharing is I'm just opening myself to myself. You know, just open yourself to yourself and understand your state, right? I really love that invitation that the opening isn't to external, the opening is to the internal. And so I'm loving the model that you're bringing up, and I'm excited about moving into our deeper conversation so that you can maybe show us some of the exercises. I know that some of you are not listening to us right now on Substack, but if you are listening to us and you're not on Substack, we'd encourage you to come on over and subscribe to the Joy Jolt. We'd love to have you as a subscriber. And we're going to be going into the deeper conversation for our paid subscribers, where we're going to be talking a little bit more about how to kind of use the embodiment, the embodied methods, so that you can elicit a little bit more joy in your life.
Yeah. So thanks for joining us, everyone. And also, you know, you can find Tristan at the Satori Method here in...
Spell it for those people in the world who aren't spellers.
STSATORIMETHOD.
Beautiful.
Satori Method. All right, guys. Well, thank you for joining us this week. And for our paid subscribers, we'll see you in the deeper conversation in just a moment.
All right. Thanks for joining the Joy Jolt.